Hi, my name is Logan, and today I'm going to be reviewing the first season of the TV show Jessica Jones. So Jessica Jones came out about a week ago, and suffice to say, it was exactly what I expected. It was amazing, it was dark, it was screwed up, it was everything I wanted. So, before I begin, careful for spoilers. I know I'm going to be spoiling this. And careful for mature content. This thing did have a lot of mature content in it, and I don't want anyone who is young, really young, to be listening to this video or watching the show Jessica Jones. Wait till you're older. It'll still be on Netflix, I promise. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So I'm going to start off with the bad things about the review, which honestly there weren't too many, but there were a few. One of the bad things about the show, something I didn't like, was for the first few episodes it kind of seemed like the scenes were just really short. Like, it was just like we would cut from one scene and instantly to another scene. It would be like 30 seconds of maybe Jessica Jones snapping some pictures, and then like 30 seconds of her at a bar drinking, and then 30 seconds of a small fight scene, 30 seconds of whatever. And it was just kind of like, I don't know, I felt like it was almost hard to keep up. Like, you had to pay attention during the entire episode in order to understand what's going on. I mean, I guess you didn't have to, but it was hard not to do that. Another thing I didn't like was the fact that towards the end of the season, it almost seemed really, really repetitive. Like, it was just kind of the same thing kept happening. Like, oh, we got Kilgrave. Oh, he escaped again. Great. I mean, it just kind of seemed like that over and over and over. And then Jessica Jones was like continuously losing hope, then gaining it, then losing it, then gaining it. It just seemed really, I don't know, I just kind of almost got bored of it. But I mean, I wasn't bored of it, but I was almost sick of the repetitiveness. Other than that, though, it was really amazing. Oh, there was one other thing I didn't like. Daredevil was not in it. I wanted a Daredevil Jessica Jones crossover. I don't care if it was the first season. Give me Daredevil. But they did make up for it, which I'll talk about. So, the good things about the show, they did make up for not having Daredevil in it by bringing in Claire, the nurse from Daredevil, who she was in the final episode, and she heavily mentioned Daredevil, like, all the time. She was just saying stuff like, oh, you guys aren't the weirdest things I've dealt with. And then there was a whole scene where she's talking to Jessica Jones, and she's like, you know, I know a guy who might be able to help you out. He's similar to you. He does things like you. And she just kind of went on to talk about him. She never said his name. His name was never said, but it was clear that she was talking about him. So it made it known that, yeah, Daredevil and Jessica Jones in the same universe. And we'll see them together, hopefully very soon. Some other good things about the show. Okay, characterization was amazing. I mean, every character was clearly developed. Jessica Jones, clearly developed. Luke Cage, clearly developed. Kilgrave, the villain, clearly developed. I mean, they developed a whole villain that they ended up just killing off, which is kind of sad because we'll never get to use him again. However, he was getting really powerful near the end of the season, like really powerful. To Kilgrave. Let's talk about Kilgrave. He was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, he was really awesome. And not only was he awesome, but he was almost relatable. I mean, there were times when I wanted him to win. Like when him and Jessica Jones were living together, he was like, I felt sorry. I mean, maybe I didn't feel sorry for him, but I felt like Jessica, just join him. I mean, what's the problem? And even Jessica was like, maybe I should just join him to help him become the hero that he could potentially be. In the end, she didn't do that, and she kidnapped him, which made me really mad, and I kind of wanted him to escape, which he did, and I was like, sweet! But then he ended up doing some really terrible things, and yeah, and then I was like, alright, this guy does need to go down. But, yeah, so overall, this was an amazing show. There were a lot of Easter eggs about other Marvel movies as well. She mentioned the green guy. There was a little kid who was running around in a Captain America costume. I mean, that could be in any movie, though. I mean, it's just a costume. But, yeah, I felt like there were a lot of Easter eggs, but not so many that we felt overwhelmed with Easter eggs, which is always a good thing. And overall, I thought it was an amazing first season to a show about a girl that hardly anyone had ever heard about. I mean, I had never heard about Jessica Jones until they're like, oh, we're making a show about her, and I read her comics. So I give this show a 1 out of 10. The show sucked. No, I'm just kidding. I give it a 9 out of 10. It was an amazing show, but it did have a few faults in it. So overall, I'm say 9 out of 10. It wasn't quite a 10, but it was close. It was very close. Honestly, though, personally, I did like Daredevil a lot more. However, Daredevil was pretty slow. Anywho, I'm done with the review for now. So this has been Comic Lovers. Please subscribe and please tell other people about my channel. Also, please remember to GoFundMe at gofundme.com for my Batman fan film I'm making, if you would like to do so. Otherwise, don't fund me. But some funds would be nice. Sorry this video was so long, but I was reviewing an entire season, so I kind of had to make it a little longer. My next video, I will probably be doing my 5 favorite Marvel superheroes, since no Marvel's heroes were on my 5 favorite superhero list, so I figured I'd do a list of my 5 favorite Marvel heroes, just to make the Marvel fans happy. So anywho, I'll be posting that either later today or tomorrow, but until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.